Okay, I just saved part 100, so moving right along. Absol over at the Speed Gamers forum sent me a private message over there, and, well, while it was a private message conversation, it still resulted in something that I think everyone should know. You see, Absol's a she, right? It would be really awkward for me to mess that up. Now, of course, I think it happened to everyone that, well, since girls on the internet are so rare to begin with, that someone said he when in fact it was a she. But for the reverse to happen would be slightly more humiliating, especially since internet communities are predominantly male. I wonder why that is anyway. Is it just because men seem to be more interested in that kind of stuff? Or just because they tend to be really immature on the internet when it comes to girls, no thanks to the relative anonymity that we get, you know, like people, oh, he wants my phone number, so I'm going to do the usual and delete the first one on the list, and I'm going to have to remember to bring my Psyduck here because this guy is hiding behind a waterfall, but since I usually carry my HM slaves with me everywhere I go, this shouldn't really be a problem. But yeah, as I was saying, guys on the internet are idiots, often. So when they learn that someone is a girl, a lot of people will often be like, "Oh my god, a girl! Are you kidding me? Hotness! I want to bang you!" Or maybe it's just that, and the lack of interest put together, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, you know. Nonetheless, it's still fun on certain websites to see, you know, when there are polls like, are you male or female? It's almost always a complete blowout. On GameFAQs, there are never more than 5% who claim to be female, and among these, I am expecting that a lot of them are actually guys posing as girls for the purpose of this poll, so maybe 3 or 4% actually. So really, who can blame us for saying he or his or etc. whenever we're not sure about the gender? Girls are so rare to begin with. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. Whoa! Way to get sidetracked here! No, what I wanted to talk about was headbutt trees, because that was the subject of the private message conversation that I had with Absol. And I'm pretty sure she's a she, so I'm just gonna run with it. She wanted to know how to get Apom and Heracross in this generation, and I won't blame her for not knowing, because the truth is, this generation is fairly undocumented. If you go to Serebii, you won't find a lot pertaining to gold, silver, crystal. Red, blue, and yellow I can sort of understand because there wasn't that much to document to begin with, but in Generation 2, the amount of stuff that deserved to be documented went way up, and it seems not enough sites have a lot of documentation on that game. So the way headbutt trees work, because Apom and Heracross can be found in those trees, of course, everyone knows that, but not too many people know the specifics of how. Oh, we got another phone number here. Phone list has no room. Wonderful. Stupid phone. How? Why in the holy mother of God can I only keep 10 numbers in there? And to make things worse, I have to keep my mom and Professor Elm in there, so that's 8 trainers. It was a fluke. Yeah, are you acquainted with Miss Claire of Blackthorn by any chance? You sound a lot alike. Anyway, back to the original subject. What you get from headbutt trees depends on whether you're on the eastern side of Johto or the western side. Now, if that sounds familiar, that's probably because it is. It's the exact same deal as with Shellos and Gastrodon's forms, so to speak, in Generation 4. But it's a little different here because the difference is in terms of species, not merely looks. So, where's the line, you ask, between east and west? Well, you draw a vertical line that goes through the eastern border of both Azalea and Equity, and there, you got it. To the right of this line, it's east, and to the left, it's west. So the Pokemon you get vary depending on which side of that line you are, and Apom is found on any headbutt tree in the eastern side of Johto. Now, Heracross is a bit more complicated because according to Serebii's Poke-Earth, well, the Heracross can only be found in special trees. However, I checked Serebii's forums, and even a decade after this game came out, no one has any clue what a special tree even is. But in the thread I checked, someone managed to peg the location of one of those trees. Okay, I'm just gonna check if there's anything over there. Nope, doesn't look like there's anything. And yeah, someone managed to nail the location of one of those trees in the eastern side of Kanto, and that's a tree where you can find the Heracross. It's when you're in Ekritik, you take the right exit through the toll booth, and then you're gonna see a sign announcing Route 42. The tree that is straight up from that sign is supposedly a special tree, and you can find Heracross there. No doubt that there are other trees, but if you really want a Heracross, this is the one tree I recommend to check based on what that Serebii forum member said. And speaking of looking at very specific trees, they brought that back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver for the sake of getting some Generation 3 and 4 Pokemon. And yeah, you really got to take a look at very, very specific trees to get those Pokemon, and that is just plain stupid. I mean, they're in one tree in the entire game. How are you supposed to know without a strategy guide or the internet? That's just unbelievable. It's almost a wonder someone even figured it out to begin with. Ooh, that Psybeam stung, and I better not take another one. Anyway, maybe that kind of thing that's just ridiculously obscure is sort of a ploy to get people to buy strategy guides, but the problem is that whether it's Serebii or GameFAQs or anything else, no thank you, I don't need Swift, I already have Return, and its power by now should probably be close to max. But yeah, be it Serebii, GameFAQs, or any other sites, really, you don't need strategy guides anymore. Especially, have you seen the Platinum strategy guide? A laptop is smaller than that! And it's also far more convenient, of course, as long as you have an internet connection on your laptop, but really, a strategy guide that's bigger than a laptop, that sort of destroys the entire point of portability, don't you think? Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's anything in that path yet. I am right back where I started, so I guess I'm just going to head back where I was. But yeah, did anyone here buy a strategy guide in the last couple years? If you did, I think that you got ripped off, because with all the stuff you can find on the internet, that's often more accurate than the stuff you can find in strategy guides, especially for stuff that can get as complicated as Pokemon. You're better off using the internet for your information needs. Okay, so I don't think I have the time for another trainer battle, so next time we might just begin Victory Road.